Caitlin Clark, and you better take note that Caitlin Clark is going to lead a lot of women.
Did like Michael Jordan did, and we shouldn't hate.
Not be petty, not be jealous. Cheryl Swoopes isn't getting the memo. Well, as you can imagine, and it's confirmed, you see that the greatest women's basketball player to ever live.
Greatest of all time, and now I just want to be a great.
Caitlin Clark can act professional to the point they actually got to remove her from the so this is what we got now. Cheryl Swoopes is now get into it. Let's just look at the damn DMs. Here we are. Hey, Caitlin.
This whole saga is real, though it's worth being upfront that it traces back to September 2024, not a brand new incident. Cheryl Swoopes was noticeably absent from a Fever Wings broadcast, with Nancy Lieberman stepping in on the call instead. That part is fully confirmed.
In the proceedings and compromising your position as a professional, but I think in the case of Cheryl Swoopes, and I'm not going to belabor this point, but it's important to be made. Cheryl Swoopes is a winner. She was great, and she's a phenomenal basketball mind. So what she's not realizing is that when she doesn't state the obvious, it's automatically going to be assumed that it's something personal, because we know you know the basketball game, the game of basketball too well to ignore the kind of things that she's ignoring.
Swoopes' real pattern of comments about Clark, including an August 2024 Queens of the Court podcast episode where she credited Alia Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull for Indiana's turnaround while leaving Clark out entirely, is well documented by The Mirror and Fox News. That's a real, specific example fueling the broader hater narrative.
DMs concerning the incorrect statement, hey, Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you. All right, well, before we get into it, let's just look at the damn DMs. Here we are. Hey, Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you and say I made a mistake. What? This year is for you. COVID year has me all confused, laugh out loud. I have nothing but respect for you and your game and appreciate your skill. Congrats.
Here's Nancy Lieberman's actual, real quote from that broadcast, talking about hundreds of fans lined up before the game and calling what Clark's doing for the sport generational. That's confirmed. On-air commentary, not paraphrased for effect.
And I just, as a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to you, Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely.
For just lifting our game up, you and so many great players. But what you're doing, you're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day, like Tiger did, like Michael Jordan did. And we shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not to.
And her fuller point is accurately represented too, that Clark's popularity is going to make a lot of other women in this league multi-millionaires down the line, the same way Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan's crossover stardom lifted their entire sports. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her, is a real, quotable line from that broadcast.
We can't help but presume, we don't know if it's a jealousy thing with a lot of these players just recognizing that, hey, this girl's going to probably end up being the greatest to have ever done it by the time it's said and done, which is going to mean a lot of our records are put in the dirt. Oh.
Now here's where I want to slow down. The framing that Swoopes was confirmed to have been pulled specifically because of bias against Clark is Stephen A. Smith's stated opinion, not an established fact. Swoopes herself has directly disputed this, explaining she was only contracted for 7 Wings broadcasts that season, and that this particular game simply wasn't one of them.
NC2A history, despite playing 4 seasons. Swoopes also mentioned Clark reached the mark by jacking up 50 shots per game at Iowa. Total disrespect. She didn't shoot. I went and looked. I think she averaged about 22 shots. Swoopes opening the DMs concerning the incorrect statement, hey, Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you. All right, well, before we get into it, let's just look at the damn DMs. Here we are. Hey, Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you and say I made a mistake. What? This year is for you.
Smith's argument that producers often quietly manage personal bias affecting a broadcast is a reasonable general point about how television works, but it's worth noting it's speculation about motive in this specific case, not a confirmed account of what actually happened behind the scenes.
Nah, forget you. I mean, seriously? Wow, I gotta wonder. And again, she's got this podcast, WNBA logos on it. The Queens of the Court or some crap like that. And it's a podcast that's supposed to be talking WNBA basketball. They refuse to talk about Caitlin Clark. Again, what? I said, if I'm the commissioner, I'm calling Cheryl Swoopes and I'm like, you either get your...
Now, to the part that's fully verified. Swoopes did make factually incorrect statements about Clark earlier that year, claiming she needed 5 college seasons and was taking 40 to 50 shots a game to break the NCAA scoring record. Clark actually did it in 4 seasons, averaging 22.7 shots per game. Those are real, confirmed inaccuracies, not exaggeration.
Be professional and keep your personal feelings aside, and you now leaked private DMs. Nah, forget you. I mean, seriously? Wow, I gotta wonder. And again, she's got this podcast, WNBA logos on it. The Queens of the Court or some crap like that. And it's a podcast that's supposed to be talking WNBA basketball. They refuse to talk.
And the leaked DM story is genuinely real, confirmed by Fox News, Outkick, The Mirror, and multiple other outlets. In September 2024, responding to a fan accusing her of unfair treatment of Clark, Swoopes posted screenshots of a private text exchange from that February.
I will do anything for women's basketball. I'm just a servant leader here. At one point in my career, I wanted to be the greatest of all time. And now I just want to be a great, person that supports this generation of greatness. So,
I mean, that's absolutely insane. That she can't get her feelings under control for Caitlin Clark and act professional to the point they actually got to remove her from the contest. And then we've got this, and this is a whole new level. Now, one of the things that Cheryl Swoopes...
Here's Swoopes' actual message, word for word. Hey Caitlin, I wanted to personally reach out to you and say I made a mistake on what year this is for you. COVID year has me all confused. I also have nothing but respect for you and your game. That's a real, genuine apology, not something invented.
Rookie year that is blowing away Cheryl Swoopes' actual MVP season. Right now, as a rookie, she's crushing. Come on. Cheryl Swoopes' MVP season versus Caitlin Clark's rookie year. That's went viral. So this thing with Cheryl Swoopes has, I don't know if you could say exploded, imploded. It certainly went mega viral. And we can't help but presume we don't.
And Clark's real reply is worth including too. No worries at all. I really appreciate you reaching out and there's no hard feelings. I appreciate all you have done for women's basketball. That's a gracious, real response from Clark, not just a footnote.
Private DMs between her and Caitlin Clark. I'm not kidding you. Now keep this in mind as we're talking about this. Screenshots of her DMs with Clark showed Swoopes apologizing after previously stating that Clark needed, quote, 5 seasons to...
The MVP, season versus rookie year statistical comparison genuinely did go viral online, and it's a real, if slightly unfair, way of making the point that Clark's rookie production stacked up remarkably well against a legend's best individual season. That comparison is grounded in real statistics, whatever you think of the framing.
Call that game, evidently, or at least be involved in the telecast, whether sideline reporter or actually calling the game. I don't know for sure. But in case you've been living under a rock, Cheryl Swoopes can't stand Caitlin Clark. And she's went on podcast and she's run her mouth, I think with Gilbert Arenas' podcast. And she gave an entire lesson about how great the Indiana Fever were last week and left Caitlin Clark out of it and then got called out as a hater.
The core criticism here, that publicly sharing a private message exchange, regardless of the apology's content, was widely seen as a questionable move, reflects real, documented fan and media reaction at the time, with commentators across multiple outlets specifically criticizing the decision to post it rather than handle it privately.
Nah, forget you. I mean, seriously? Wow, I gotta wonder. And again, she's got this podcast, WNBA logos on it. The Queens of the Court or some crap like that. And it's a podcast that's supposed to be talking WNBA basketball. They refuse to talk about Caitlin Clark? Again, what? I said, if I'm the commissioner, I'm calling Cheryl Swoopes and I'm like, you either get your